Mày nói mì kìa.
Hello, everybody. Today is the 19th of August, and as always, we're going to tell the pain story. This pain story changed a lot of people's life. I should like to into what something happened to our life and how we can create or manifest our dream life in a very certain way. So, are you ready? Let's get started. What is this? It's a pen. What do we use a pen for? To write. Now, there's a dot inside the room. I'm going to work with the inside the dot. What does the dot do? The dog probably was neatly at you the street. Is the dog see this one is a pen? No. So for the dog, this one is not a pen, but for the human, this one is a pen. So who is corrupt, the dog or the human? The answer is both are corrupt. For the dog, this one is a chewing toy, right? For the human, this one is a pen to write. The dog is corrupt in the dog world, and the human is also corrupt in the human world. So that is our first lesson. Both are corrupt. Now, let's imagine that there is a table in front of me. So I'm going to put this thing on the table. And then both the dog and I will walk out the room. So inside the room, there'll be no human, no dog. What does this thing become? Is it still a pen or a chewing toy? It is neither a pen nor a chewing toy. So it becomes something like we say almost nothing. And the ancient wisdom called this one as the emptiness. The emptiness is actually a very magical definition as we understand the emptiness would be able to achieve anything in our life. Just like Yeshua make Rosh by the emptiness into his business, he was able to build business with a revenue of $250 million a year. He's also able to help several refugees. So what is the emptiness? Why is that so magical? Let's go back to the page story, okay? So this thing is currently on the table where there's no human, no dog, nothing to interact with. It come back to true self, we call it the emptiness. So the emptiness is not the emptiness is actually no, like it's not nothingness, it's not darkness, it's not blackness. The emptiness to itself, it doesn't have and it doesn't interact with anyone or anything. So each and every one of us, whether we are human, we are animal, we are subject or object, we all have the emptiness. But then because in reality, we always interact with someone or something. So we always has that potential to become anything or anyone, depending on who or what is looking at us at this very moment. So what do I mean by that? So, as soon as I go back into the room and look at this becomes a pen. When the dog comes back to the room and the dog looks at this becomes a chewing toy. And when both the dog and I come back to the room at the very same time, we both look at this at the very same time, what does this thing become? It becomes a thing, a pen for me and a chewing toy for the dog. So a single thing, okay, when there's no human, no dog, and nothing to interact with, it comes back to true self, we call it the emptiness. But it also has the potential to become anything or anyone, depending on who or what is looking at that at the very moment. So that is our second lesson. Along with the emptiness, we all have limitless potential. Now, I see this as a pen. So does this pen coming from me or does this pen coming from himself? This pen is actually coming from me. Why am I so certain? Because if the thing is the pen itself and the dog or anything in this entire universe will have to see it for what it is, which is a pen. But just the dust, this one is a pen? No. So this pen is actually coming from me. This pen is actually coming from my mind, and everything is actually coming from our mind. So that is our third lesson. Everything is actually coming from our mind. Now we all agree that this pen is coming from my mind, right? I want to change my mind. I'm going to believe this will become a diamond. Okay, so please play with me. Diamond, diamond, diamond. Very nice. It's still a pen. So what in my mind that forced me to see this as a pen but not a diamond? There are seeds inside my mind that the ancient wisdom calls karma. When we see something, the seed inside our mind pop up, open up and cover this and made us see after what had been planted early into our mind. So who planted those seeds into our mind then? Only you can plant the seed into your mind, only I can plant the seed into your mind. How can we do it? We do it by three ways: by our word, by our actions, by our thoughts with other people. So for instance, I'm gonna hold on to this. I'm gonna say that I have the pen. Would you like to have this pen? And when my friend say yes, please, I'd be so happy to give this to my friend with the hope I can help my friend. So when I do this palm open up and both me, my friend will see it. It's started being marked in my mind. A couple days later, when I see this, I recognize this one as a pen, which means that the seed of the pen has already been planted into my mind. And I pop up, open up, and covered this and made it see it at the pen. And this is how a pen become a pen, or anything surround us become what and who they are to us. In the pen story, there are several meaningful lessons. Today we went over 4 different lessons. The first lesson is both are correct, so we learn to respect each other's opinion, we learn to respect each other's choices, and we learn to listen to each other with a compassionate heart. The second lesson is, along with the emptiness, we all have limitless potential. So trust your potential, trust the potential for everyone and everything around you, and trust the potential whatever happened to you. The third lesson is everything is actually coming from the settings that our mind. So be 100% responsible to whatever happened to us. Don't blame anyone, because in the end, we are the only one who can plan the sit into our mind. Last but very important lesson is how we can create or manifest our dream life in a very certain way. So first, you have to know what you want to achieve in your dream life. And then we start planting those seeds using our word or action and thoughts to other people. If you want to have a happiness, then you start planting the happiness seed using your word, your action, your thoughts to other people, helping other people to be happier. If we want to have prosperity, then we use our word or action, our thoughts to help other people getting, become more prosperous. And just like that, whatever that you want, making sure that you use your word, your action, your thoughts to other people. And the lesson that I would like to share with you all today is that something I just realized today, so like a week ago, so a week or 2 weeks ago. So basically my son, my kids just came back to school, right? And since my daughter is going to secondary high school, so junior high school, so the new requirement is that her uniform, the shoe has to be completely black. So we are rushing to buy her a new pair of shoes. And when we order one, we order one pair of shoe, a leather shoe, black one. And when it come in, it's a little bit too small for her. So we have to go through to exchange all the shoe and everything. But then it's got delayed. It got delayed quite a bit, to be honest. So she went to school, and then um, she used the old shoe. But then in the meantime, when we go a couple of days, when we walk to school, we noticed that instead of wearing the leather shoe, a lot of the students wearing a sneaker, wearing a sneaker with a completely black sneaker. So we were asking her, would you like to have that sneaker, instead of a leather shoe, so that you can just wear that sneaker all the time, whether it's going to go to PE, physical class, or physical education class, or regular class. It's just one pair of shoe. You don't have to change shoe. And she kind of liked the idea. So we get a new pair of shoe and give it. And then today we just received it, and it fit her perfectly. It looks small. When I first looked at that, I was like, oh, it looks quite small. But in fact, it's not small. And then she was feeling quite comfortable in that shoe. So I was thinking in my mind that, okay, so is that the whole reason, the whole purpose of us having not the right size of shoe for her leather shoe is that for us right now to have a better shoe, like that it fit her perfectly, and then it's also a sneaker, so she doesn't have to change her shoe. And I feel very grateful for that recognition, because whatever happened, we acknowledge that whatever happened to us at that very moment probably would be the best thing that can happen to us at the very moment. So that's the reason that I would like to share with you, because I do believe that this is actually something that the second lesson, along with the emptiness, we all have limited potential. So we can see that this the incident of ordering the wrong set of shoes is something bad, or we can look at this as another opportunity for us to get a better pair of shoes and it fit her more. So yeah, so it's just something that I would like to share with you. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening to me today. Thank you, Anna, for accompanying me in the 3,000-day journey. And by me sharing with you the pain story or my lesson is something good, I would like to dedicate that to my dearest family. to my friends, to my coworkers, to my neighbors, or to any living things in this world, any other words with love, wisdom, and gratitude. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a beautiful day. Bye bye.